Okay, we are live. Welcome, people, to Keep Your Cool. I am Ralas,
Hello, everyone. My name is George.
How you doing,
and,
guys? My name is Eli.
and we do have a new guy. His name's Eli. He's a good buddy of mine who wanted to join. He approached me and he said he wants to attack my podcast because I'm like special. He has ideas for this podcast, and I want to hear him because I'll be, ¿cómo se puede decir? Cuando me dijiste eso, Eli,
Open mind.
de hablar de esto, de las politics of World War III and all that, I'm going to be honest with you, no sé tanto, pero I know somewhat where I can be like, okay, but I want to learn more from it. I'm pretty sure George knows more than me, porque él sí está metido en todo ese desmadre de following government and all that shit.
I work for the government.
No, technically you do.
I'm
Technically, yeah.
Just give me like 2 minutes. Elias, si te quieres presentar con people, just say it out there so that they can know why you wanted to join, where you from, si tienes papeles o no tienes papeles del baño. Right, I'm going to share the link para mirar a ver if people want to hop on.
All right, man.
All right, man. Well, Eli, right?
Yes, sir.
Eli. So, what's up, man? Where you from? And what got you into wanting to be on the podcast right now?
Well, I'm actually Mexican. I'm from Mexico. Came here when I was a kid, and
¿En qué parte de Mexico?
de Morelos,
Morelos.
de Cuernavaca. Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not too familiar where that's at, but I do know donde está Guadalajara, Zacatecas, like that area.
Okay.
So because de ahí son mi mom y mi dad.
Yeah, I mean, me trajeron que I was like 14. I mean, yeah, es una edad más grande, pero
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I barely remember over there. So most of my life is being here. Basically, 20 some years already.
And look at that. Jose said Project Bluebeam already right off the bat. We'll get into that.
Hello, who's Jose Juarez? Do you guys know him?
No, but
Maybe
he's a
you, Eli?
follower, so I'm cool with that.
I mean, we're happy you're here.
Um,
I'm almost done here. Dices que era que eres de Morelos.
Yeah.
Dicen que los de Morelos son bien vergas, ¿es cierto?
I don't know. It depends.
Okay,
I guess we all are.
Otra cosa, other than before we jump into like the blue beam and all the stuff that you guys are going to talk about, ¿te gustan los deportes?
Yeah. No, Atlas, no. Atlas, you know.
No. I mean, you're a chivista, if I recall.
Yeah, Chivas.
Yeah, Chivas. Y jugabas when you were young, or you still do?
Yeah. I played this past week and
Okay.
messed up my arm, as you can see. I don't know if you can see
Entonces,
Oh,
¿de qué juegas? ¿De medio delantero o qué?
all of this. Yeah, the midfield. Yeah, midfielder.
Midfield. Son los que reciben los más trancazos. Now, yo me retiré hace poco. Unos 4 años que ya no juego. It's not for me anymore. I just prefiero tomar, mirar los juegos y charlear y obviously empezar este podcast. All right, people.
I think
I'm
I'm
almost
about
done
to
here.
retire, bro, because it's getting old.
¿Cuántos años tienes?
36 going 37.
36. When's your birthday? In August, September?
Yeah, August 25th.
Oh, August 25th. Casi cerquitas a mi compadre.
cerca de con mi mom. Mi mom es el
Yeah.
20, ¿no?
Yeah.
August 20.
George, tu mom is del August 20?
Simón.
So, el cousin de Eli is mi compadre, and he's from August 19.
Damn.
Let me see if I have one more person to invite. Yeah, we can start this. It might be a slow one since not everybody likes politics. Not everybody likes. I mean, they like the secret stuff like conspiracies and all that. Um, do I believe in all of that? I believe in some of it, not all of it. Like
So
cuando hablan como de World War III and all that, I don't know if it's gonna happen. But maybe Eli can change my mind if he brings good points where I'm like I can see it, but at the moment I'm not sure. So
so really quick, I am not a huge conspiracy theorist. However, I have been following. Now, I may not know everything that's going on right now as far as like, oh, this place, this location, but I know enough to know what's happening around the world. And to me, in my personal opinion, it's like it can't just be a coincidence from what everything's happening. That being said, do I think World War III is going to happen? Personally, I say we're not going to happen. And
I
although
hope
we
not.
are kind of in that threshold of like, oh, it's going to happen, we've never been closer, but I don't think it'll happen.
okay, and yo, honestly, I think we live too much in of a new era of ¿cómo te puedo decir? Una nueva era de too much going on for it to actually happen. I'm not saying that it won't because obviously we had two of them. Pero no sé, like it's I'm not sure. Like I said, Eli's gonna have to convince me on this one. And why'd you take it away, Eli? What is it that you've heard or the donde quieras empezar? Take it away. We'll listen, and if we have an objective, obviously we'll object.
Okay. So at the beginning, I told you when I was chatting with you, I told you I want to talk about politics, and it's basically all the same thing, politics and wars, because everything has to do with politicians.
Hmm.
They do all of this because they want power. They want money, and to be honest, from what I've seen and what I've known from other people that I've because I work in what's it called water research and company, and my basically my area it's Laguna Woods, so that's basically all people right there, and most of them I've seen a lot of them from Japan and from the US, like Americanos from here. you know any chance that I get, I always ask about what they've done whenever I see them with a hat.
Hmm.
Hey, you've been on the war, you've been, they're like, oh yeah, I'm retired. It's been years, and I've seen like a lot of them like 90, 97 years old and still going. And so one time I asked this one guy, he was already old. His wife was from Germany, and he was from here. So they told me a story that how everything started, for them. They try to convince people to come over, and some of them they just go and kill them. And he didn't give me like a right answer like the one I want to hear, but he said everything starts for power. Everything the government does is just power. They don't care about the people. They don't even care about us. They just care about their own power. And to be honest, I mean that got me thinking a lot of everything that is going on with Ukraine and Russia and all of that. And that's true because why is the U.S. government trying to help out some other countries instead of helping out your own?
Hmm.
Spending money somewhere else when you can spend money over here. Help out the people over here. Um, I didn't write all of it, but I look into basically like the nuclear weapons, the war in Ukraine and all of that. They they use the U.S. is helping, is helping them instead of us. And why Putin wants the U.S. out of it?
Hmm.
Because if the U.S. helps out Ukraine, they're gonna give him more power, more arms, more arsenal, and basically, the nuclear weapons, they're gonna be, next to each other. So that's how war starts. You know,
Mhm.
let's say, let's say, let's say, for example, estamos nosotros tres, we're talking, or we're discussing something, and then one of you don't like it, and like, conspiracy starts going on.
Yes.
Mhm.
So that's basically the same thing with, what's going on with the world right now. And can you imagine if that really happens? I mean, to be honest, we're not really prepared for it.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest topics that has come up recently is, like you stated, what are we even doing in Ukraine when we need help here? And by that, I mean, we could talk about like anything from homelessness all the way up to the multiple chemical spills happening in the United States right now
Yes.
Yep.
that they're not doing anything about. However, we just have $100 billion in Ukraine. Not to say that we're doing good or bad. I'm just saying, like, let's help our country within, then we can send money out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right.
Now, Eli, before I get my opinion about that, have you seen the Book of Eli?
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Anyways, it's okay every time, como te conozco por Eli, or now right now that you're saying Eli, it just reminds me of that movie, and it's one of my favorite like movies recently. And because it's that Book of Eli movie is in topics of war in a way that it's the aftermath of the war. Es algo que está feo, you know. Como están hablando, José Juárez dijo que de Project Blue Beam, right? I'm guessing que eso es algo que sacó. What's it called? I saw videos of it, como se miran las blue skies, and I'm guessing that's what he's talking about. I've never
Not really.
no. Okay, and then he says
No.
that BlackRock company owns everything, trillions. They want one world government.
So, really quick before you continue, Project Bluebeam, I'm not too familiar with it, but I do know that Project Bluebeam is a way to scare the world into a new world order. So, Project Bluebeam is the UFOs coming out. Project Bluebeam is the chemical spills. Project Bluebeam is all of these things happening around the world to scare people in order to comply and go into
It's
one world.
essentially a cover up.
Pretty much a scare tactic cover up to
A
get people
scare
to
tactic.
just join.
Okay, okay. Dice que BlackRock is the elites. I don't know if you ever heard of that, Eli, about the elites,
Um, the leads, yeah,
que son
yeah, I've
millionaires
heard of them.
basically that control el dinero. Y lo, o sea,
Yeah,
I think it will not happen. Why? Because high politicians, highly ranked officials, CIA, FBI, etc., etc. Y lo dice también, and the rich. So haz de cuenta que él lo que está diciendo que he doesn't believe there might be a World War III because of the actual rich people that are involved, especialmente como esto, which is something that I brought up in our last life. Dice are involved with Epstein list. No sé si conociste tú ese desmadre, Eli, del Epstein Island, de que era un pinche millonario que tenía una lista. So all of that también. Se me hizo muy raro que all of a sudden we have UFOs que they're getting shut down, that this and that. While at it, está pasando lo de Epstein Island, lo que pasó allá en Ohio con lo que dijo ahorita George de las chemical spills.
yeah,
Es cuando yo dije entre mí, dije, what is the actual government doing? Like, ¿por qué están all of a sudden are we shooting down UFOs? Like from all the country, from all the times, from all the eras, why now? Porque all of a sudden we're gonna shoot down stuff like that, como el Chinese spy balloon, que esto y que aquello. So yo cuando miro eso, yo pienso que sí, I think there is something that they probably are covering up something bigger that might happen, but I don't think it's to cover up the war. And I also hate the fact that we are spending millions and millions and millions on that war when it's
Billions.
billions.
Confirmed 100 billion so far.
Y yo me encontré a mí, I'm like, why not fix poverty in our country? No, why not do something good for our country? Why do we have to spend money of our taxes, our higher gas para Ukraine?
So, right now that you're talking about Epstein's Island and all of that thing, to all of these things are happening to cover up that list. or that part of the news. Um, and there's so many distractions that I'm not sure if you're aware, but it's not just Ohio spill. There's spills literally all around the major waterways of the United States. Here in Oregon, California, Washington, there's Ohio, of course. There's
North Carolina.
North Carolina. Like, if you look at a map, I don't know how to get a hold of this map, but I saw it on TikTok as I was scrolling, and like people do their research. There's a map, and basically all of these chemical spills are all happening near large rivers like Mississippi River, the Ohio River, the Columbia River. I don't know about the Columbia right this second, but there's all these things happening in major waterways that serve millions and millions and millions of people. Like the Ohio one alone serves like 20 million people throughout the entire Ohio River, and it's
Yes.
all contaminated. And not only that, but in Hawaii as well, another trail or train derailment or something, like 90% of these spills are all because of train derailments,
And all of a
and
sudden, we have trail derailments. All of a sudden,
all of a sudden everywhere. And
yes,
it's like, it, that's, it can't just be a coincidence. Like this is planned, in my opinion.
yes. And then
So to really bring this back really quick, have you ever heard of, I think it was Project, it was called like Pelham something. It's not, I'm thinking of the movie, but it's, Jade Elm, Jade Elm something. Jade
Jadis. Oh.
Helm.
Mm. No, if you can look
Jade.
it up, they said Jose Juarez is saying it's projected to give 5 million people cancer. That's crazy. And Biden still said that they will not be helping it out. He's talking about the Ohio derailment.
Mhm.
Y luego también dice, el último dice, COVID was real, but was made by the government. And COVID was a test run to get out of control. There's something big to come with all this happening. Prices going up crazy.
So, really quick, Jade Helm 15. Así se llama, Jade Helm 15. I don't know if you remember a while ago, but Jade Helm 15 was a conspiracy theory that took place in the United States in an exercise that involved thousands of Walmarts in the United States, and people, and they were like digging underground in these large facilities. I don't know if you remember hearing anything about that.
Yeah, I heard a couple of years ago.
Yeah, it was like 2015 when all of this was happening.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the conspiracy theory behind that was they're getting prepared for something huge coming up in the future. And like that is there's a lot of conspiracy theories behind that, but basically like a lot of underground. Whoa, sorry, somebody's calling me. It's the government.
They're trying to shut us down.
Um, but yeah, it's preparing the military and the elite people for places to be underground for things that are come to in the future. And that's just a kind of like one way to branch off of that. Like that is a preparation to Project Bluebeam, to all these other conspiracies and things happening around the world right now.
That's something to think about, But you also mira videos on TikTok that I never knew that was an actual thing. I thought it was just like one or two Walmarts. Pero dicen, this Walmart has been closed for this long. Why is there construction going on? Y te enseñaban cómo se miraban luces trabajando por dentro. And people
And
just,
I don't know if you
yeah.
remember military vehicles outside of these Walmarts everywhere. Texas, North Carolina, Montana.
I remember them seeing on the train tracks a lot, like going to like different places during COVID. Dice Samar Colazo, I have heard from a patient that works for the COVID vaccine company that they will start charging about 500 per shot starting on May.
Jeez. It's all about controlling and money and having that power.
She's only telling me that so I can go get a shot.
You're not vaccinated or what? Or what do you mean?
I'm not vaccinated, so shouldn't have said that live, huh? My company probably thinks I am. Pero no, I would say lo que digo, como digo, Jose, the COVID was real. Like what I felt when I caught it, I'm like, that's when I tell people, I'm like, that can be fake. What las symptoms que agarras, right?
Mhm.
Pero sí creo que, como dice él, the government was the one that took it out for all those particular reasons.
Eres el pinche perro que se cae a la verga.
Pinche Chihuahua, ¿verdad?
Is that yours?
Yeah, that's mine. Y it's just a scary thought that why, like, yo me quedo entre mí, I'm like, why do they control so much? Like, ¿por qué tanto es el control que quieren? Like, no one's about to start a revolution right now. I don't, at least I don't think so. I mean,
Well, I'm prepared.
well,
There's there's a quote, there's a quote, and I really thought about it, and I think it's true, but I'm not really sure. It says those who those who create the panic are those who sell the cure. And
mhm,
I think it has something to do with with COVID and all those enfermedades que being here or yet to come.
mhm.
But that's true. Like the guy was saying, Jose Juarez. There's an elite, you know, beyond government, and who knows? That's
Y
scary though.
yeah, that is scary. Like, yo sé que yo sé que hay muchos conspiracy theories out there. Y está como the one that I completely believe is the 9/11 conspiracy. Que it was our government
Mhm.
who brought those towers down for many reasons. And my favorite, like, cuando ya finally lo creí, fue cuando el building number 9 or number 7, I think it was, which was the FBI building, which was 13 or 14 blocks away from the Trade Center, se cayó out of nowhere without having any damage to it. You may
Mhm.
go into me, why? Why did that building have to come down? For many obvious reasons. They record everything that goes in there. So querían lavarse las manos, and it never
Yeah.
happened.
Think
So,
about this: the Pentagon, the most surveillance place building in the United States, or maybe even in the world. I don't know. That building has no camera footage of what happened, except for like 3 frames. You know,
3 frames of an explosion that, and I tell everyone, and I keep on telling and repeating everyone, we're talking about a 747 airplane. That's 300 passengers, I think, or more. Right now, I've only driven in one airplane, and that thing had like maybe 100 or 50 passengers. I don't know. I don't know how big is a 747. Pero estamos hablando de 4 engines on a wingspan. Getting in there, probably like unos 100 pies de largo, 100 feet of length, and it crashes in there, and all we get is a perfect hole on the Pentagon. Where's the wheels? Where's the motors?
let
Where's
me
the
tell
black
you this much: el pinche avión que se estrelló la Jenny Rivera hizo más
box?
pinche desmadre. And you know what I mean. Like I'm not trying to be funny, but at the same time, like you could see wheels, tires, windows, fucking todo el desmadre. But in the Pentagon, you don't see shit.
You don't see shit.
Not a single wheel, not a single airplane, nothing.
You know, this population reduction. Yeah, she's talking about the COVID there. You know, this says watch the Simpsons. They show you everything that happens. The thing that I have about the Simpsons is like cuando hablan muchos que los elites, que los millionaires, que all this. I'm like, I wonder if it's them who are creating that show and telling us what's gonna happen in the future or more of it. Y all of a sudden, it happens de nuevo
And you know why they do that, right?
to create hit panic.
No, to actually not create panic. So the way it works is, si yo tengo un show de Futurama or Simpsons, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm a part of the elite, and I know in 2023 there's going to be World War III. Desde 5, 6 years from now, así atrás, I'm going to start putting these cartoons out that is not only showing everybody about World War III, but you're desensitizing your body to
Mm.
understand that that's the normal. So when it does happen, you're like, oh shit, this is pretty normal. I've seen it
So,
subliminally in my head this whole
sí,
many
como reverse psychology.
Simon.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Because like even if you go with old cartoons como Tom and Jerry, you don't see it as violent, but in reality, that's a violent cartoon.
Hell yeah.
So ya en tu mente estás ya like estás enfocado. Oh, it's not that violent. So when you
And then
get to
you think of
¿cómo?
like bloody movies, and then you see cartel videos on YouTube, and you're just like, oh, well, maybe not YouTube, but you know what I mean? You're
Yeah,
like, I've seen that shit before.
yeah, yeah, y it's unreal, like por decirlo, cuando miro sus videos, ¿verdad? Y ya sea de lo que sea, puede ser de whatever videos on TikTok or Instagram or anywhere, y aunque sea de government or not government, pero el detalle que se van, well, no el detalle because it's an actual body, but then you actually see it on movies, I'm like, fuck, they weren't that far off, like, like
Yeah.
we're so used to it that it's not even a joke anymore, like, oh, in a way you're getting into reality. Subliminal messages, yes.
Hmm.
Como por ejemplo, when it comes to el otro conspiracy que muchos estaban diciendo que I didn't believe, the politics, in a way ya lo creo más porque ganó. Donald Trump, la first time que corrió contra Hillary Clinton, they were saying that because ¿cómo se llama? Su email salieron de todo el desmadre que estaba haciendo ella, que basically le quisieron tapar el ojo al macho. They wanted to cover it up. So what they did, they created this character in Donald Trump, and he became like a racist on TV, so that many people can vote the Clinton way.
Hmm.
What the people didn't expect, or the people that like look at who created that character didn't expect that this country had a lot of racism yet. So he ended up winning. He ended up winning this way. Y más aparte que esas emails de Clinton didn't help out either. So cuando me dijeron eso, and I started thinking and pensé, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, it kind of makes sense. Like, see, like you have a bad president running. It's like, let's create a worse president by making him racist. Y el último todo mundo gana porque este pinche país todavía no ha cambiado their way of thoughts. You know, I'm like,
Hmm.
es como dice Morgan Freeman, the way to end racism is by stop talking about it. Y yo también tiene que saber, para mí es, the way to end racism es ¿cómo se llama? Implicándoselo a tus hijos cuando van creciendo. You know, like that every human is the same way. And in politics, when you try to teach your kids Republican or Democrat, at the end of the day, I'm like, who's the one who are lying? Like, let's put it this way. Ahorita, ahí leía George. Did you guys get the vaccine? The COVID?
I did.
Okay, tú, Eli?
No.
No, okay. So Biden basically said we're gonna get the vaccine, right? And everybody was okay with it. Would you guys have been okay if it was Donald Trump saying it, we're gonna get the vaccine?
Whether or not I was okay with it, I kind of had to for my job.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, I work in the school districts and teaching.
Okay, no. Lo que quiero decir, like, were you okay when Biden said it? Like, when you're like, okay, I'm like, I'll get it because Biden's saying it.
No, see, even till this day, I'm like, personally, if I didn't have to get the vaccine, then I just wouldn't get it. But am
Okay.
I going to miss out on having a job, a career, just because of this? Like, it's kind of a sticky situation, you know.
And
It's
would
But
you
kind
have?
of
if I didn't have to worry about my job, I probably wouldn't take it. I don't even take the flu shot every year, you know.
Yeah,
it's
I
kind of
don't
like
know.
being obligated.
Ajá,
You know,
bien
you
obligated, pero
have
como
to.
y es lo que está diciendo, like, si es obligación veniera de Donald Trump, would you guys have been okay with it? Obviously, como yo, que I was so against him and all that, I would have been totally against it, but como lo hizo Biden, and Biden seems like this mensote, you're like, oh, okay, I'm like, it's not gonna hurt this Biden. So es como lo miro yo, like, is where politics sucks. Like, just because you don't trust a person doesn't mean that they're saying the truth or not.
Hmm.
Because government is so shady, you don't even know if it's true or not again.
There's a quote by Ronald Reagan that said, it's funny because there's a quote by Ronald Reagan que dijo, the nine most scariest words to hear is, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help." I
Mm,
recently saw this, and it's funny because everybody laughs in that video, but he's basically warning the people like, that's the scariest thing you want to hear is, "I'm from the government and I'm here to help," because they're not there to help.
yeah.
And then they flip to a video of, I don't know if it was this current president or the last president, but I remember there's a video that they flip to, and basically they say, we're from the government, and it didn't say we're here to help, but basically it said the same message.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of scary to think about, like, this was said years and years ago, and then it's happening now, and it's like, holy shit, it makes you think.
No, sí, but it just comes down to the same thing, los politics, como ahorita cuando está hablando José Juárez, that he put all his information about Project Bluebeam y todo, y luego lo que está viendo Eli de how are we spending this much money over there, and it makes you think, like, like again, yo para mí todavía no pienso que va a haber World War III,
Hmm.
pero sí sé que hay mucho shadiness where you're like, come on, like
Here's what I think is going to happen or not going to, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, if you could tell me right now, what do you think will happen? Explain it. I'd love to hear. But here's what I think would happen with World War III. I don't think we're going to war because I feel like the United States is the most advanced military, and we have the most bases around the world. Like, we have bases in China, or not China, Taiwan, Japan, Europe, close to Australia, United States. We have all these places with military capabilities. And for example, China has other bases, but it's like mostly near China. Russia has other bases, but it's just in Russia. You know what I mean? Does that
Yes.
make sense? So I don't think we are going to war. However, I think the way things will happen is Russia will try to somehow fly or try to bomb some sort of neighboring country, and the United States is just going to go all out and fucking take them down. In other words, just like World War II, you know how they did with Germany and all of that, like everybody just kind of rushed in. I feel like it'd be similar, but I don't think there will be like nuclear weapons, being launched.
Mm.
Do you know that North Korea already threatened the U.S.
Hmm.
by strike of the Pacific Ocean?
Yeah, and actually, I also recently heard, like yesterday, that the missiles que tienen could reach anywhere in the United States now. Like it's confirmed.
They still,
hace mucho, like they would be like, oh, it can't even reach the United States, but like now it's kind of confirmed that yes, it can now.
yeah. I
From
mean,
anywhere? Like, I mean, are these missiles in Korea or
North Korea, yeah.
so desde North Korea llegan hasta acá?
Hmm.
Anywhere in the U.S.
Hmm.
That's
yep,
pretty scary.
I mean, we
that's
have that.
scary.
We have that too. Like we've had it for years and years and years. But North Korea has always been kind of like the last to have that capability, and now
Yeah,
they do.
and it's. I mean, like if you they threaten y todo, pero it's una tiny little country.
But think about
Yeah,
this: North Korea, China, Russia, and Iran. All of our enemies are friends together. So, like, North Korea was caught red-handed supplying missiles to Russia. In China, Russia, North Korea, Iran, if they all got together, they can do some pretty fucking significant damage.
Yeah, the only thing is that they do say that que our military is just superb. I don't think we would ever go like a nuclear war. I hope we don't. I mean, if they wanna, people always think about the big cities. Like, oh, si tienen una nuke, va a ser las big cities. I don't think it would be like that. I think, por decirlo como aquí en California, I do believe que tiraran una big bomb, even if it's not a nuclear, lo tiran en Long Beach. Why? Because I está la refinery. La refinery, that's just going to cause a lot of damage, not only income wise, but on a large explosion because that's the oil rigs that van a
Mhm,
explotar. The other ones in Bakersfield. Todo
mhm,
eso, si tienen ahí algo, it's game over. Like you're basically cutting the supply in between both California. Queda todo el centro muerto.
mhm.
Ahí, ahora, if you do want to attack big populous nations, I mean cities, you got New York, you got LA,
LA,
Texas,
Texas.
Houston, San Antonio, todas esas big cities. But in reality, I'm like, the war they attack a big city, though, que se ganan, nomás just dead bodies. They're not really
No,
hitting anything.
here's my other thought. Si de veras they wanted to attack the United States, they would hit military facilities. Montana's a big one. That's where all the nuclear arsenals at. Then
Yes.
Hawaii, también that's where one of the biggest military places, other than San Diego. Like these are hotspots, in my opinion, if they really, really wanted to attack the United States.
Yes, y es donde yo me enfoco más, like, oh, hit the oil rigs, like, okay, como aquí abajito en ayúdame, Eli, pasando San Clemente, como San Onofre.
so,
En
yeah.
San Onofre está la old, donde decían nuclear bombs. They already closed it down, but I'm pretty sure there's still radiation there. If they fucking throw a bomb there, you don't think all of that's gonna be radiated?
We got
So
people fighting in the comments here.
yeah, you got little Miss Linda in
There's so many oil rigs here too and mines, but it's not a big city, luckily. And then William said, "You answered your own point." Yup, LOL. We also have an Air Force base too.
Hey William, since you're in the comment section, who do you have winning this Sunday, Jake Paul or Tommy Fury?
That's
Just
this weekend.
yeah,
I'm
this weekend.
for sure. I'm gonna watch that. I'm gonna go with Jake Paul.
And I do think no, man, and you're gonna go on and that's gonna be on Sunday. If we have like a 20 minutes at the end. We'll talk a little bit of sports, but I want to get back into this topic because I'm like, it's important for people, our four listeners, hear this, y los que los miran después. Pero eso es como yo lo miraría. I would see that if they do attack, they're gonna attack first oil refineries, military bases,
They're gonna
anything.
hit our food supply, things like that.
Ajá, sí, exactly. Las farms y todo eso. I don't think like if you live in a downtown area, yeah, be worried, pero no se gana nada. They don't win anything by attacking a big city.
They're not
They
gonna do anything. If anything, they're just gonna kill people, but not
only,
necessarily destroy the United States.
cuando tiraron Big Man y ¿cómo se llama? Big Boy and Fat Man or Fat
Mhm.
Man and Little Boy.
Hiroshika.
Hiroshima y Nagasaki. Cuando los tiraron, from what I understand, it was just to scare the Japanese.
Yeah.
So les tiraron la big one, la pinche bomba atómica, que era una mushroom cloud, y luego la chiquita, que se mira como la chiquita, mató más people. So when they actually threw the bomb, they were, lo tiraron no estaba tan popular. It was basically for them to say, like, mejor cállense, but here you go, that's what we have. Y sirvió, because Japan a los 4 or 5 days dijeron que ya no, que ahí muere, you guys won. Pero we shouldn't come to that extent, hopefully.
Mhm.
Sí, como dice George, if Iran, Russia, China, and
North
North
Korea.
Korea were to get together, that's
Wait, though.
dangerous. It's very dangerous.
Neta, I don't think it'll be game over. I just think there'll be a lot of destruction.
Well, on my point of view, I tell you, like George said, they will basically attack our supplies, as a weaponry, as a food supplies, gasolinerias, like everything that has to
Yes.
do with us to continue or to keep on going to attack, to attack back or whatever we need to decide to do.
I mean, we're already cutting our own food supplies by raising the fucking huevos.
That's true. I told my wife, I was like, "Hey, we should get some gallinas over."
That's my brother. I think it was like 2 lives ago, or maybe like a couple of lives ago. He's from Georgia. Y estaba diciendo,
Sorry.
dice que estaba $3 or $4. I'm like, bro, we're at $6 or $7. I'm like, well, you're tripping. I said, I'm tripping porque estaba $1 una docena. I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, de un
Oh
dólar
shit!
de $1 a 3.50 4. Like, yes, $4 for us is barato, but he's in Georgia where the freaking minimum wage está para
Yeah,
abajo y les cuesta. And I'm like, yeah, como for us con el gas. I'm like, ¿cómo sabe pinche alto el gas? And
yeah,
I'm like, Jesus, I'm like, what are we gonna do? Ya los acostumbramos where when we see like 10 cents drop, we're like, oh, it's just 10 cents. Ya estamos bien apaleados del gas. I was literally telling everyone, what's the point of getting a raise if they freaking raise the gas? So all
everything's
my
going
raise
up.
money is going to that.
Remember, I told you I used to be in Atlanta. I used to live in Atlanta.
You never told me this actually.
Yeah, I told you.
Well, maybe a long
But
time ago.
maybe you were drunk.
Maybe there you go. That's better than.
How
Yeah.
do you know each other?
Hmm?
How do
Uh,
you know each other?
Es like I said, my compadre es primo de él.
Oh, okay.
So like over time lo
like
fui conociendo, but
like far away cousin.
yeah,
Mm.
far like you know how they say, oh, es mi primo, pero lejano, like
Así
five
está la
cousins
verga,
down.
chingada.
Yeah.
We just basically know through each other through parties, and that's it.
Okay.
The last time I hanged out with this guy, it was when Canelo
At
fought Triple
boxing.
G.
Yeah.
Yeah, the boxing right here in my pad.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Trajo un ceviche que estaba bien rico. I was like, damn, that shit was bomb.
We should get
But yeah,
together this weekend again.
I have plans, my friend. Sorry, I'm a busy man. My calendar is like George's, except mine's for parties, and it's for him. It's for shooting parties. I mean, shooting.
Photography is for
Photography.
business. William says he wants Tommy to win, but I think Jake might take it, to be honest.
Okay, so he's going Jake. George is going Jake. Es que tenemos una lista, Eli, de like Victor. Well, we just basically just started and George is 2-0, even though he doesn't fucking watch sports. Siempre es así. El que no mira deporte siempre latina. So we're 2-0, and this will be our third round. We're gonna try to do it until the end of the year to see who actually gets more victories. And freaking George apostó a los Kansas City Chiefs y Islam, and they won, and I went the other way and Chiefs, so I got 1 point. My brother went for the Eagles and Islam, so he only gets 1 point. So ahorita ya estamos hablando Jake. So I'm trying to think, should I
I'm gonna
go
go 3 for
Tommy?
3,
I'm thinking, should I go Tommy? I'm like, y así para agarrar un punto just in case he wins, but
bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
Tommy and Jake, and it's all politics. También ahí, güey. Jake's gonna win, bro.
Boxing
It's all
politics.
politics.
Boxing
Mhm.
politics. Y stardom y todo. Y eso también, aunque muchos no lo quieren reconocer, it is part of politics. And it sucks. Like, in a way, how the government, the U.S. government is trying to control us. The boxing politics promoters and managers control that world, so we don't actually get those fights that we want. I've escuchado many times que en el contract de Jake Paul that you have to sign it, but you can't essentially knock out Jake Paul. So it's not a fair fight. You can only win on points, but he can knock you out. That's a theory que
Mhm.
han dicho los guys que han peleado contra él. I don't know if it's true or not. Maybe they're just tan enojados porque se los chingaron.
Yeah.
I don't know. To be honest, I don't know.
I want to know your opinions. This is going back to the UFO thing,
Sí.
only because we were talking about the government and all of these things that are cover-ups. La neta, like, what is your opinion on the UFO sightings that were happening?
I think they're fake.
You think they're fake? You think they're actually like man-made and
I think they're just made up
just a
stories.
distraction?
It's just a distraction.
Okay.
I think we do have. I think we have more. Because ha habido muchos como drones y todos. Ya lo que con toda esta revolución de tecnología que tenemos, I
Mhm.
feel like we actually made our own UFOs,
Mhm.
like rounded or shape shifted or algo, so that people can believe it. Porque all of a sudden we're getting so many of them, and why is it only in the U.S.? There's a map. I don't know if you guys seen it on online, Eli and George. There's literally a map. Dicen que in the last 6 months, que where have the most UFOs have been reported.
I saw that.
Y
Yeah.
todo United States está lit up, and the whole world is empty. So I'm like, why only US?
So
We're not that special.
I have something to say. So Eli, I want to hear your thoughts. Do you think those are distractions or are they UFOs que pasaron?
um, to be honest, I'm 50-50
Mhm.
because one time I was driving by on the street, like by the see, what's it called? CPH? No, CHP.
PCH,
I'm sorry.
Va a
PCH,
ser que
PCH. There you go.
maybe this is what you
Pacific
saw.
Coast Highway.
Yeah, yeah. So I was driving with my wife, and we saw this like black spot, like round black spot, and it wasn't moving. And she told me, she's like, "Hey, you see that?" I was like, "What's going on?" I'm driving, and I was like, "I can't look up and stare." And then she's like, "I mean, it's not moving. It's a black spot right there." I was like, and then I turn, I look up the sky, and it was just right there, like literally just right there, and out of the nowhere, just disappeared. And she's like, "You saw that?" I was like,
Did it
"Yeah, I saw that."
disappear or did you
Like,
see it
it,
fly away
fly, like flew. It flew, but like fast,
fast?
like
Okay.
lightning fast. And I was like, at that moment, that to be honest, that's the first time I talk about it,
Mhm.
because
Yeah.
I was like, nobody will ever believe us, but
Yeah.
maybe it was something else. I don't know.
Ira.
Can't say.
Before all this started, yo sí creía mucho en los UFOs, like demasiado. I was a fanatic for them. I'm like, I wish I can see one. Y when I kind of gave up on it, mire, yo también, I explained it on our first podcast, que
Mhm.
eran tres puntitos en el aire en las 3 de la mañana. It was just like floating, ¿verdad? Pero right now, todo con lo que está pasando, that's what I'm trying to say. Like right now, la shooting and all that, I don't think those are real. Like honestly, yo realmente pienso que it's like a cover. Se me hace muy
Yeah, as
too
of right
much,
now, I don't
too
think so. Yeah.
much, yeah, too
Yeah,
much.
as of right
So
now, I don't think so. I think it's a cover up because everything that's going on, they
Mhm.
wanna they wanna they want another distraction for whatever they're
Mhm.
planning or
Como,
so
whatever is happening.
sí
como,
creen en UFOs, no más que so you do believe in UFOs, but you don't think the current ones are real UFOs. That's what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Okay, that's how I feel too.
yeah,
es
I
como
do
dicen,
think
como le quieren tapar el ojo al macho. That's what,
Simon.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Y como yo
So
soy macho alfa, pues por eso. No, no.
let me tell you something really quick. I recently heard a podcast. No, I don't remember if when I find it and I'll send it to you. But here's the thing. You know that Blackbird plane It's called the SR-71.
El fast one, no, el chingón.
El chingón y se mira
Yeah.
like fucking picudo and
Sí,
shit.
el picudo, yeah.
1966. Let me look. 1966 is when that plane came out.
Really? It's that old?
Now,
Yeah.
let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You seen that TikTok?
Yeah.
Anyways, so here's the crazy thing. In the podcast that I heard, it was about this retired military personnel that he was basically on his deathbed. He was like gonna die within the next, so and so. And he's on this podcast and he says, one of the things that I remember from this podcast was he said he was invited to this facility. It wasn't Area 51, but it was like similar, more secretive kind of style. And basically he said one of the military persons was like jokingly saying like, "Oh, look over there," or whatever, right? And he said he couldn't believe his eyes about what was happening. So he says, "Can it be glitches in the Matrix instead of aliens?"
Uh-huh.
Interesting. We'll touch on that right now. But basically, what this guy said was there was literal flying saucers, and this was before 1966 because the technology was so advanced that it was the United States military funded things. And the reason they're not out right now is because we need to reserve that technology for when things really do happen. So throughout the years, the United States has basically shown the world this technology, but hasn't said anything about it because it's aliens or because it's this or because it's that. And basically, to wrap it up together, the Blackbird SR-71 till this day, right now in 2023, that Blackbird is so advanced that if you were to take it out of retirement and go fly it right now, you would be fine because of how advanced it was. And that's 1966 when it came out.
Yeah, I can't believe that. ¿Quién era el otro? There's only like a few actors that fly their own airplane.
Mm-hmm.
John Travolta, Tom
John
Cruise,
Travolta.
and there's a third guy, and I think it is the third guy. Dicen que ellos en 1990, around there, hubo in Arizona or Texas, que miraron un big, large triangle, and this was reported on the police station. That was just reported by calls. Like this was an actual TV show. Like, lo hicieron en TV porque there was too many reports that they couldn't explain. There's recordings of it. Y this actor, I forgot who his name. If I ever find him again, I'll bring it up and I'll send it to you guys on Instagram or TikTok. Iba dice que iba volando, and he said that he looked to his left and he saw something so dark, triangular shape with lights on each edge, that he called it into the airport where he was going, and they told him ignore that. There's nothing on the air. He's like, well, I'm seeing it with my own eyes. I'm not drunk. He's like, oh, well, just ignore it. It's nothing. It's nothing that we can help you with.
Mm-hmm.
Y dice que he was going crazy. That he's like, oh, I'm going crazy. No, maybe I was seeing things. Hasta que él empezó a mirar los reports. And he remembered that day. He's like, oh, no manches. Like, that was the same day that I was flying. I think it was like July something of this year. And I was going to LA from Arizona. So lo que lo miró and shit.
Mhm.
So yo me
Maybe it was Enrique Iglesias because he said no manches.
no. Like,
Here's why. I just looked up celebrities that fly their own plane.
uh-huh.
So we have Jimmy Buffett, Tom Cruise, Amelia Earhart, Hilary Swank, John Travolta, Giselle Bundchen, James Franco,
No.
Enrique Iglesias, Prince Harry, Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt, Morgan Freeman, and the other ones I don't know who any of these people are.
No, it's more of the, like, ya son de los más viejos. Pero it ain't Tom Cruise for sure. I want to lean towards John Travolta, but even him, I don't think so. I don't think it was him.
I think it's
Pero
the first one that you said.
Jimmy Buffett?
Jimmy
No,
Buffett.
no, that guy's like a millionaire.
Oh, you're thinking of Warren Buffett.
Yeah. Warren Buffett.
Buffett.
No, he is a
Yes.
millionaire. You know?
Jimmy Buffett is an American singer-songwriter.
Oh no, it wasn't. I know it wasn't him because I would have. Era un actor que yo conocía because I watch a lot of movies. So when I heard that he knew how to ride his own airplane, I was like, oh shit. Pero going back to eso del government, te digo, todo eso, like en los aquellos tiempos, it was a rarity. Maybe it was the government. Maybe it was. Y ya ahorita, ya, like, it's too much exagerado where I'm like, maybe they're doing it on purpose so that people stop believing on UFOs. Pero like, it's just too much. And the only question I always ask myself, why right now are we shooting them down? if it's true, if we're actually shooting them
Yeah.
down.
And why only in the US?
Only in the US, exactly. ¿Por qué nomás in the US?
There was one report in Russia. This
Uh,
was like 3 weeks, casi un mes. The Russia came out. Oh, we just shot down a UFO, and everybody like technically didn't believe them because they're at war and they're just trying to do shit, right? But
eh,
then the United States, here we go, 5 days in a row, 6 days. I don't know how many days it was, but the same thing happened.
and I just like siento como que I just feel like es un chiste para ellos now. Like, oh, let's joke around, let's do that. We shot another one. I don't know. Like, it's no me gusta, but I just don't like the way it's going. It kind of takes away the fun out of that kind of stuff. Out of not the fun, pero like la imaginación de las personas.
Oh, look, here's Linda said, me and Terry just listened. So Terry, I'm assuming is her husband.
Yeah.
So me and Terry just listened to an old Joe Rogan podcast where the guest was a retired U.S. Navy that was talking about the Tic Tac UFO that he directly came in contact with.
Ooh.
And fun fact, the UFOs that were shot down were all shaped like Tic Tacs
Oh,
here in
like
the United States recently.
you should listen to it. Oh, you actually kept on reading. All right. My bad. Now going to what JD said, can it be glitches in the Matrix instead of aliens? I don't believe on the Matrix thing.
So tell me what your thoughts of glitches in the Matrix means, because everybody has a different interpretation of that.
Como cuando el venado salen tres venados de uno.
No
Ahora,
mames.
no, en el TikTok. En el TikTok hay un pinche venado que está paradito. And as soon as the car pass, cuando pasa el carro, ¿cómo se llama? Se mira que hay dos o tres venados. And I'm like, come on. I'm like, that's just tu punto de vista or whatever. O cuando all of a sudden que se miran como ángeles or like different lightings or castles in the sky. O glitch in the Matrix. Para mí es like, nah. It's just
To me, like a genuine glitch in the Matrix is the Mandela effect. That is a glitch in the Matrix. That's what I think of
same
glitch
to
in
me.
the
Yeah, that's the same to me.
Ese está chingón, though. The Mandela effect
Mandela
is fucking
effect.
badass.
We should talk about Mandela effects in the future podcast. Like, prep a bunch of Mandela effects and like just pop them up on slides and be like, what, Because there's a bunch of stuff that I'm like, there's no way.
I
¿Cuál
mean,
es which there's one for me que I'm like I still can't believe to this day.
Fruit of the Looms with the cornucopia.
No, it was that one, but I didn't really buy that brand. So like, para mí, I'm like, well, that's how I imagined it. There's
Fruit of
another
the
one
Looms,
where
ones with the grapes y tenían un pinche,
sí, la canasta, la canasta.
también el de Monopoly.
El de
Yeah,
que
little Miss Linda says I'd be down. Oh, the Monopoly one?
Monopoly, yeah, the one
Yeah.
with the glasses.
The conical, yeah. So
But,
we should seriously maybe for the next.
wait, George. Wait, sorry, I'm sorry to
Getting
catch you.
excited, man.
No, I know, but this is gonna be something else. I want to ask this to Eli for the Monopoly one. ¿Así te lo imaginas, or do you remember it like that?
I remember like that.
Okay, because I never played Monopoly that much, porque este pinche joto de acá, este güey cada vez que le íbamos ganando, siempre se emputaba y he would flip the freaking board. So I'm like, no. You remember, George?
So I do remember.
Entonces,
Don't bring it up.
yeah, right.
The Berenstain Bears. Yep.
The
The Berenstain. Oh, there's one of Pikachu. How do you remember Pikachu without looking him up? What colors? On the
Yellowtail. Yellowtail.
Yellowtail.
Yellowtail.
That's it. Yellow and brown.
No.
I remember it yellow and black.
Yellow and
It's
black.
yellow and brown.
Oh, it's yellow brown?
Yeah.
Now
that
it's
yellow?
yellow.
Brown on the bottom. It's not on the tip. On the
Yeah,
tip.
like la colita, like
En
the
el
tip, the
tipo.
little tip, all the way.
Yeah.
I thought it was always yellow.
It's yellow, but there's brown. And then I used to remember it as yellow with black.
Maybe that was Raichu. No, not that.
No.
Or Pichu. Not that.
Looney Tunes. También. Tunes is spelled
Looney Tunes.
Toon en vez de tunes.
Yeah, it's
Yes, sir.
OON.
And let's say there's many of them. There's many of that. We do have to make just one particular start that day like that. Right now, le quería hacer una pregunta a Eli. Do you see World War III happening though? You never did say yes or no, so I want to see like tu punto de vista.
To be honest, yes, but not as soon as 10, 15 years. Maybe
So-
more.
let me ask you another follow up question to that. Do you see World War III happening where we get bombed in the United States on U.S. soil?
Yeah, yeah.
So, following up that question, back to the subliminal messages, Red Dawn, that's a really good example of programming us to understand that there's going to be a war in the US.
Which movie though?
Either one, they're
Red Dawn.
both
Okay.
Red Dawn.
You know what's crazy? One's Russian, the other one's North Korea.
Yeah.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah. The new one,
The new one's North Korea.
North Korea, huh?
Yeah, the old one's Red Dawn. I mean, the
No,
other one's
Yeah.
Russia.
no shit, Sherlock.
Okay, okay. So, pero cuando tú dijiste, Eli, that you do see it, do you see it in atomic war or just a regular war?
Nuclear war?
No,
Nuclear war, pero nuclear war.
not nuclear. Maybe at the moment, like not nuclear right away, but
Okay,
an atomic. Yeah, yeah. They're gonna try to do something.
okay, okay. That's scary. That's why I want to move to Mexico. No, yes.
So let me tell you this to follow up that to everybody. Right now, as we're on the podcast, if we were to get bombed by nuclear because of radioactive,
Mhm.
what is your plan right now? Obviously, I would close my computer, grab my wife, we would go hide, wait for the fallout. And then my plan would be to start going east into the middle of the United States.
You already planned it?
It's not planned, but that's something I would do right now based off of what's happening.
Hmm. Where would the bomb land?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Anywhere in the Pacific coast.
No, porque si es atomic, si dices que Orange County, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't live anymore.
Well, obviously, I'm assuming that you're going to live. And it's not atomic, it's nuclear.
What's the difference?
The difference is atomic. Anything that it blows up, it blows up. People can come out and survive. Nuclear, there's like a cloud of radioactive
Okay.
falling on the ground.
Y ese que le iba a las Chivas y tiene la camisa de Pumas. No mames. Okay,
No,
okay. So,
es para. Ya me voy a dormir. So
oh, órale, órale. So, okay, for me, I would probably hit south
South Mexico.
to Mexico.
You know,
Like hours
a lot
away.
of people are gonna try to get away. So a lot of people are gonna try to go to Mexico.
Yeah, especially if we're 2 hours away from it. Like, I mean, we can go to the montañas. Dice William, because Utah ain't ever gonna get bombed. Am I right? Oh, well. Oh, he's still talking from the past. He's still talking from the past. That would be my plan. Probably head down south, especially right now. I don't know if everybody has that mentality, but digamos, yo tengo la truck llena de gas. Like, let's go. Like, don't even get close. Just get our bank cards. Y si es que existen banks by Monday or the next day.
You know, everything will get shut down. Everything will get shut down. So
Yeah.
you gotta get cash, bro. At least have something.
Sí, yeah. Ir aquí al banco de volada, vámonos. Sacar lo único que tengo. What's your plan, Eli?
I maybe do the same thing because like I said, a lot of people are gonna try to go to Mexico, and so we're gonna get hit over here and try to go east. You know, try to go in the middle and then go from there. You know, go down. That's the only way.
Y te digo esta pregunta because, like,
and to be honest, I already have gas mask, and not because of World War III or nothing, but like my wife watches a lot of freaking zombie apocalypse
Doomsday
and all those
preppers.
fucking movies. And I'm already like he says, my fucking George says, my fucking mind is just already programmed.
It's already programmed.
Already try to little stuff like that. So whenever that shit happens, let's go.
There's this Georgia. Do you have something to add on to that or?
Well, I was gonna say it makes you think if we really were to get here right now, and I was to go east. I mean, the water is all fucked up everywhere in Ohio, coming down. Like, is this a possibility that this is programmed? Because if we do get hit and they want to do population control and everybody goes into the, we're all fucked anyways, wherever we go.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, but carry on.
No. Okay. So, y es a lo que iba. You reminded me to what I wanted to say from the beginning, actually, to the bomb. See, todos tenemos un plan. Everybody has a plan to go. Like my plan right now, if I think about it, I go to Tijuana. But why? Why Tijuana? Why Rosarito? Because I have family there and I have a place to stay there. Because I'm like, especially if the bomb hits like northern to me, I can't go to Bakersfield. I can't. I have to drive down all the way, and I'll go to Tijuana, porque ya tengo familia. so I can bunker down. I can't go to the montañas because I have no one there. I mean,
Mm.
that's a good. Don't get me wrong. Going to the montañas would be good, but I don't have family out there. So que voy para allá. Obviously, there's not going to be any airplanes para ir a Houston. We're going to be too far out, and if it hits on Houston because it's a major city, where else to go? To the desert? Do you have land in the desert? Do you have a house in the desert?
Do you have the tools to even survive in the desert or in the mountains? You know,
No, I don't.
I
¿Tú,
don't know.
Willie, tienes tools para survive in the desert?
Yeah.
Tú puedes matar un venado con tus bare hands o ¿cómo se llama? Rabbit, un rabbit.
I tengo un machete. Tengo una...
That's for the
yeah,
zombie
bro, yeah.
apocalypse. Oh, no,
It
no,
doesn't matter. You can use it as a kill as a venado.
no. See, no, no, no. Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. So now going to the doomsday prepper thing.
I'm
So,
not prepared like
Yeah, William.
100% to be honest, but I have some stuff that can help.
Willie,
William says he's gonna drive north, go to Canada. Everyone live them nice Canadians. They ain't ever gonna be attacked.
now the thing with that, William, you're all the way in Atlanta. So for you to drive there, it's gonna take you what, 3 days, 4 days, from Atlanta to the north to the Canadian border.
It'll take about
No,
2.5 days.
2.5 days, yeah.
from Atlanta.
Yeah,
For
Google.
me, for me, it's only like a 5.5 hour drive.
No, estás en Portland, güey. No te pases de verga. So ahorita que mencionaron Doomsday Preppers, literally there was this one guy que dice que si hubiera whatever his Doomsday was, que él tenía un plan de irse al desert y que tenía una casa allá en el desert, and he literally had to drive almost 100 miles just to get in the middle of the desert, y ahí tiene sus dos casotas, tiene un basement de pura comida y todo. So they told him, hey, you're good. El único problema es que si el Doomsday es en caliente, would you have enough time to get to your car and drive out? Porque su main thing was, I drive to my house, pick up the kids from school y todo, y vámonos. El problema está que si estás in the middle of downtown, and desde que él vivía en Dallas, digo, estás in the middle of downtown in Dallas, para salirte del downtown va a ser un desmadre. And then to get on the freeways without any problems, any issues, and then to make it to the desert and still keep on driving, yeah, it's going to be an issue for that. Pero like, it's always good to have algo planeado for anything. ¿Qué pasó cuando se acabó el toilet paper? Everybody, espérame.
Everybody bought bidets, squirt the little butthole.
Oh, but
I have those in my bathrooms.
yeah, okay, so so ¿qué pasó? Se acabó eso. Se acabó el toilet paper, se acabó la comida, la water, like those were scary times, even if it happened for like a month or a month and a half, if I recall.
Do you
Yo,
know what really happened?
I honestly do not know what happened.
Because everybody was getting so scared que se estaban cagando de miedo.
Yeah. Y hasta lo único que me agüité bien feo en ese tiempo, mi niña tenía, I think, 2 years. This was what, 2020? She's about to, yeah, tenía 2 years, so ella todavía usaba wipes. And I got really mad that people bought all the fucking wipes, not even in a 99 no había, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, so in a way we had to like wet the napkins. Teníamos poquitos todavía extra, but for like a couple of times we did have to like wet our napkins and all that. Y pues it kind of sucks. I'm like, people no piensa que there's still humans out there that have little kids and they need it for their little kids. Y la verdad, esa gente que hizo eso se pasó de verga. And we did literally have to go into like los únicos que yo puedo decir que I don't know about you, Eli, but I know that I didn't have any issues cuando iba para Santana.
No.
¿Verdad que no? Like, como que los mexicanos were like, we don't give a fuck. Like, take our fucking toilet. Pero lo que era la Costco, todo acá para el lado de Irvine, todo este lado de acá, todo like empty. And I was like, no manches, but every time I would go to Santana, we're good. Oh yeah.
I mean, I didn't have any issues because of the company I work for. Ya sé también cleaning services and all that. So me traía una caja like every other week.
Sí, y es donde no, like mi suegro trabajaba de janitor y ¿cómo se llama? Él se traía todo lo unused toilet paper porque he had to restock because so he would like, bring them. I'm like, no hay pedo, tráelos, like for 3 years de supply los dio así de puro de ese toilet paper Y hasta la fecha, hasta que se salió, I was like, damn, I'm like, for 3 years no compré, ahora tengo que comprar. And it's a savings plan, though. It's a savings plan. A ver qué dice aquí JD. He's saying, no plan always goes as planned. Is that the way it happens sometimes? It's true, but I would recommend you que tengas una bolsita de como de emergency, you know, una little 10 pound, 20 pound bag como las de airplane, y pon ahí que curitas, que unas cuantas bottle of waters, medicine, ibuprofen, you know, anything like that, so that if it's something were to happen, you have that emergency backpack. That's what I would say.
I'm gonna pause you right there.
Sure.
I don't know if little Miss Linda is still on here, but to answer your question, I did not Google it.
What question?
It's from Instagram. She said, "How many inches of snow?"
All right, so Isa said, I hated that too, although adults were using them for themselves, not for the kids. So she's talking about the wipes. So
But I am a kid. What the fuck?
is it? Oh, también como dice like the
La
formula.
de formula. Scary.
That was scary for parents who had babies.
Yeah, that's true.
That's es algo que es feo, pues feo. Dice William, and well, we'll put it there for her. Is that Isa with chicken nuggets and chocolate milk? Happy meals, duh. I don't think he understands that she was talking about little babies that are like infants. No mames, William, come on. Oye, ya vete a dormir, güey. Ya son las 2 de la mañana ya. Luego sigue Little Miss Linda. Luego we're supposed to get.
A foot actually.
Oh, she's talking about the snow again. Oh, we're
Yeah.
not talking about snow right here.
Hey, quick fun fact: it's supposed to snow tomorrow here.
Oh, nice. Hey,
So going back to the politics, I chose the ese tema because it was President's Day.
oh, well,
Snap!
That's
Oh,
that's why I chose.
Hey, that brings up a good point. I have two things. One, what are your thoughts on Joe Biden going to Ukraine on President's Day into Kyiv during an active war zone? That's not even our war.
that's pretty cool.
That's it. It's pretty cool.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, he's not showing any fear to the Russians.
True.
I like
He
that.
literally, like, whether you agree or disagree with any of your politics, at the end of the day, that's a strong ass fucking move. Like, I'm
Yeah.
going to your war zone to send a message that we don't give a fuck. You know what I mean?
Basically, that's a power move, and I liked it. I was like,
That is a power move, but also scary. Because if Russia would have done something,
yes.
you know, that would have caused, you know.
Oh yeah, and that
Something
didn't
else.
cross my mind. I just saw it as a power move. Like, este güey tiene huevos. Now that you're bringing that up, actually, I didn't think about it. Hasta ahorita que I'm like, si lo vieran, wherever hotel he was at or wherever he did his conference, if they would have bombed that, like, damn,
Not only bomb, but like try something, you know.
try
Yeah.
something.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Joe Biden and the administration had a conversation with Russia saying, hey, Joe Biden will be there here in Kyiv. Do not bomb this place, or basically you're going to get fucked. So they had to warn Russia. And if they did attack, then the United States would know that they did it on purpose because they were warned. You know what I mean?
Yeah, basically. Y cómo se llama. And I do feel like, in a way, si estamos hablando de la shadiness de la government, maybe it was a planned thing. Like, they probably told Biden, you know what, you have to take one for the team.
Mhm.
Y si llega a pasar algo, just know that we're going to war. And if they didn't do anything, that means that we have the upper hand porque los tienen miedo.
Mhm.
And maybe it was like that. It was a pre-planned thing by Biden just showing up. Who knows? Like, al último, maybe he was just doing it just to be a president, right?
Maybe he had dementia and doesn't know that he was there.
That's it.
Yeah.
he was saying that I said a TikTok saying, "Oh, you know what? I'm welcome the president and some shit like that," and he's been the president.
Oh, yeah.
It's,
It's like, that guy's a walking meme, to be honest. I say, like, we
Yeah.
couldn't get a better president for this type of internet now. Ellie Donald Trump, these last 8 years, dude,
We had a comedian, and now
Uh-huh.
we have like a meme
a meme. Yeah, a walking meme.
president. Yep.
He's just like, cuando empieza a hablar, les de, oh, and this, and this, and that. Y, you never get to the tema. I'm like, bro, what happened? Like, I loved it when he just walked away, when they were talking and he just walked away. Dicen, oh, es que escuchó el paletero coming in. Ya le ponen la canción del paletero. Ding, ding,
Oh
ding.
shit.
Aquí están hablando estos otra vez en el comment section. Dicen, William, te pasas. You forgot to mention the tajin. And all you gotta do is put a nipple on the tajin for the babies. Míralo. Habla de experiencia de seguro.
Mm.
Now, el, I read about the actual presidency of the Biden thing actually today. ¿Verdad? ¿Por qué? Porque yesterday was my birthday, so I wasn't going to pay attention to no president on my birthday day. So President's Day usually cae on my birthday. So para mí, it's not President's Day, it's Raul's Day.
Who's
And
Raul?
Rala's Day, pues Rala's Day. ¿Cómo se llama? But like I said, I read it in the morning, I saw it on TikTok y todo, and I'm like, damn, I'm like, para mí te dije, it's a power move. Y because nothing happened, I do feel like US se creció un poquito del pecho where they're like, yeah, we got this shit under control. Well, in a way.
Mhm.
They're like, porque le enseñaron el respect del president. Y like, I don't like, como dice Eli though, if it would have happened, today would have been a different day.
Yep.
A very, very, very different day.
So let me tell you this much. When
tell you
Donald
something.
Trump was a president, um, people feared, the United States because, yeah, he could be a comedian, but at the same time, he's a scary motherfucker. Like because he's a comedian, you know what I mean?
You don't know if he's telling the truth or not.
And here's the thing: he's a bluffer that will act on what he says. Because think about Iran. We literally shot down a Iranian general, fucking missiled him and fucking blew him up, and nobody in the world knew until the day and the time it happened. You know what I mean? Like
It's
we must have balls. Right now we'd been like, don't do that because we don't want to go to war. But like that motherfucker didn't give a fuck. He's like, I'm doing this because fuck this guy. He needs to die.
no te miento. That day that happened, I was in Mexico. The only reason I remember is because of this. Usually en ese tiempo no pagaba for like full line. As soon as I would step into Mexico, no more internet, no more nothing. My dad doesn't have Wi-Fi. So ese día los vimos desde miércoles en la noche. We were there Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night. Y hasta el domingo, como a las 9 de la noche, los regresamos. So we had like a 4-day stay.
Mhm.
Y we're crossing over cuando all of a sudden my fucking phone's blowing up with Instagram chats y todo. Y ya que me meto, y like, hey, what the fuck is going on? What do you mean this is World War III? What do you mean we're going to war? Ya me empezaron a decir, I'm like, bestia. I was thinking, I'm like, should I just bust a U-turn?
Think about it. It wasn't just like a little army guy. Like this was a top general of Iran. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a big. Think of the general for the United States. That's a big fucking deal.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I think that's for any country. No más just Iran.
Well, yeah, because general is like the top military dog, right?
Yeah, basically. Se puede decir que el main general de the US is the president. I think that from what I've heard. Que le
He
dicen,
is. There's yeah. There's a name for it.
there's many generals, pero él es el mero mero, like el mero general. Que él es el que le hace las decisions. Y cómo se llama, but I don't know if they fear Biden. I just do know that muchos dicen if Trump would have been in office, Russia would have never attacked. I doubt it. I think they would have done. I think they still would have done what they did. You can't trust Putin. Ese güey está un poco loco en la cabeza también.
Yeah, that's true.
So what do you guys think between Joe Biden and Trump? I'm saying like economically, who was the best?
Mm.
So, here's the thing. My politics, in la neta, I'm not very political. I don't go for like I don't go for Democratic, Republican, nothing like that. Personally, I'm just living, living the dream, living life. However, I do think when Donald Trump was in office, I feel like the United States was more feared. And I didn't realize that until now that we have this president. Because one, like I said, we just talked about the Iranian thing, right? And also, I'm watching a lot of clips on TikTok, and they put a lot of clips of Donald Trump wasn't afraid to say what was on his mind. Like, oh, there's a bunch of criminals and, Russia going through Ukraine, and he will straight up say like the United States has too. Think of Vietnam. Think of this. Think of that. Like he'll just call things out because he's very blunt and straightforward. However, I didn't agree with any of the decisions coming out of that office at the time that affected me or friends and family. Like I can't really think of much, but I also don't agree with the current president. Like some of the laws with, for example, gun laws that are going on, I also don't agree with that. So like again, I'm not this or that, but to answer your question, I feel like we were elevated more economically when our previous president was in office.
But you
Yeah,
don't.
I feel the same way. I mean,
But you don't.
I'm not a like at the beginning. I wasn't a Trump supporter, and I'm
Yeah,
still not. But
like putting things aside of like Trump is a big racist. Que
yeah,
put the wall in Mexico, like past all that desmadre. At the end of the day, I do feel like the economy was up here when he was in office.
yeah,
But you don't think that the economy was there because Obama left it at a good place?
Yeah, that's true. I do agree. But to answer his question from that previous and the current one,
Sí, ajá.
it is because of where it's at or where it was. However, when Donald Trump left office, I do feel like it was up here, but now I feel like it's been
Mhm.
going down.
it's going down.
Yeah,
So even Donald Trump did leave it in a pretty good place, in my opinion.
he left it where it was where Obama left it basically. Like no hubo tanto slum ni tanto así, ¿verdad?
Yeah, it was
It
pretty
was
neutral.
it was neutral. So let's say I would say that Obama got it from the bottom y lo levantó un poco, and then Trump kept it at ease. Nothing big exaggerated. While Biden, I feel like he did drop it down, especially
And
with the war. Like we should have never joined it. Pardon, supported with our money. Eso es
mhm,
algo que es kind of dumb. I'm like, and it's affecting a lot. It's not just on taxes. Like you again, los gas prices, que los huevos, que la comida, everything, rent. Like even people are saying, "Oh, it's because of COVID." I'm like, no, it has to do a lot more than just the COVID thing.
like, yeah, you're right. It is because of COVID, but it's not just because of COVID. There's
Yes,
a bunch
exactly.
of other moving pieces.
Sí, like cómo te vas a brincar de tu renta que en 2020 was at 2300 for that same two bedroom, you're going to be paying 2900 three years later. Doesn't make any sense to me at all. Y
Yeah.
eso no tiene que ser nomás de COVID. Oh, we're trying to recoup our money. I'm like, you
That
can
should be
still
economy.
recoup
We should
it.
talk about economy next time.
It's hey, economy is in a way is part of government porque
Mhm.
al último lo que dicen ellos is what we're gonna go by. Like the economy is always gonna like por decirlo cuando mira las casas, how the hell did it skyrocket so high from cuando estaban COVID estaban bien low, ahorita ya están bien altas y dicen muchos que it's gonna come back down. I'm like,
It is
is
going
it?
down. My house is already worth less.
Este güey.
No,
Yeah.
I'm serious. Yeah,
I
Pero
yeah.
my house
But
maybe like 7 or 8 months ago, it was $110,000 more than what I purchased it for, and right now it's only like 40,000 above what I purchased it for. Like
okay,
it's
okay.
going down.
So
Yeah.
in that aspect is getting low.
see,
Mhm.
but
Okay.
there's a trick. There's a trick because I know a lot of real estate people, and I have some real estate friends. So there's a trick. Let's say, like you say, 2 or 3 years ago, even 5 years ago, the houses were at 150,000, right?
Mhm.
The what's it called? The interest was just an example. The interest was 10%.
I have.
Now the houses are 130,
Mhm.
130,000, but the interest is at 25%.
Mhm.
So do
Mhm.
they really went down or yeah,
There's like a trade off.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Y-
So that's basically the same thing. You're gonna even I think you're gonna pay more on the interest than buying the
Yeah.
house.
I mean, whether or not your house is more expensive, if you get lower interest rate, you're coming up on top.
mhm.
Because if you have a more interest rate on a lower house, you're still paying more.
Yeah,
Because sorry, if you have a higher interest on a lower house, you're paying more. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. Yes, and it's like it's crazy, dude. Like and again, everything ties down to government, like the economy. Que si estás pagando taxis, que si no estás pagando taxis, que shit, my tacos are not burning, you blame the government. So like all of it just comes down. Sometimes I do wish, like I wonder what it'd be if everybody was, ¿cómo te puedo decir? Que si todo estuviera por el buen camino, the nada de bullshit, like just do what it is, like no wars, nothing like that. I do sometimes wonder si todo estuviera better in the economy for everyone. A lot of people do say that sometimes we need negative stuff so that the economy can strive, como la war. We're making more weapons, we're making more para venderles. But I'm like, I just don't think that we have to go to that extent para hacer better the budget or for the government to do all this. Like, porque going back to the beginning, why would por decirlo en este caso, why would the government cover all those stories, todos esos UFOs o como le dicen ya los UEAs o algo así? Why do all that? Just want to come straight forward and say, you know what, something's gonna happen. Y punto. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like why create chaos? Like I don't
So
I don't believe that chaos makes people fear, and that's when they're control. I feel like from chaos salen revolucionarios como un Che Guevara, un General Marcos, un Emiliano Zapata, and that's what creates a revolution. I'm like, I know there's great speakers out there, but we gotta see doers. You know?
so to add to that, of like you don't know why we need to create chaos or and what
Mhm.
you were just saying. There's a video I just posted in the comments. It's called the 80-year cycle, and every 80 years, history repeats itself, and there's a reason. And I think that's the video, but that video explains it pretty good, and it does it in 20-year increments, something like
Okay.
that. And it'll show you a cycle, and it'll tell you history and what's happened and why is it compared. And it's a pretty good video. I think it's kind of long, but I think it's worth the watch. But I put it on the comments
All
if
right.
people want to watch it in the future. But
Está como dicen, my great grandpa, como dice, it was a strong man but was poor. ¿Verdad? Y lo dicen, my grandpa was less stronger but more better at money.
mhm,
My dad was less stronger with more money.
mhm,
Digo, me, I'm not as strong as my dad, but I have more money. Y luego, and the chain keeps going. Dicen que by the time that it gets to your great grandson, that they have to restart the cycle
mhm.
because todos se gastan el dinero. Que by the time that your great grandson gets it, it's too late and there's no more money. So he has to restart from scratch. Y es donde dicen
Basically.
tough times creates strong men. Strong men creates not tough times. It's the opposite of tough times. Se me olvida cómo va, but it's something like that. And when I heard it, I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, that's when at the same time you gotta be strong with your kids, no matter what. Like enseñarles el camino. Like essentially, it's your point of view if it's good or not. Pero también enseñarles que work is work, y money is money, and you gotta work for it. But tampoco no abusar del dinero, no abusar de las cosas. Don't take advantage of it. That's again, and that's going back to economy. However the economy goes, you go. It all depends on you, how you want to strive for more, or are you content where you're at.
Mhm.
Está como el George. El George no juega deportes, right? He doesn't you spend money on sports anymore, or at all, because he never played it. Pero él se puede gastar su dinerito que en unos New Jordans o new flight ticket a Alaska. Have you ever been to Alaska? No, not yet. Okay. How many states have you gone to now? 46?
No, I think we hit like 30. I don't know.
30. Pero hey, te diviertes de cuando vas para allá. I'm pretty sure you take at least one day to go explore that little city
Mhm.
or wherever you are.
Yeah.
And if you play sports, you wouldn't have money for it. Maybe
No.
you would, but no, I don't think so. Or como yo que no lo juego, pero como apuesto lo pendejo. No, no.
Think of it like this. Think of it like this.
No wonder you don't have money.
Think think of it like this. If your son is at home playing video games, that's way better than spending money on drugs. Think of it like that.
Well, yeah.
Because you're just gonna spend money on games, on PlayStations, on this new fucking headset, but you don't have money for fucking a 20 bag of fucking whatever the fuck.
Yeah, you got a point on that one. It's. I mean, it sucks that you said it like that because I'd rather have my kids go play canicas outside.
Well, you know what I mean.
Like
Yeah.
yes, because like I like even though I played a lot of video games, I don't push hard on the video games. Like I don't really care. Like I tell my kids, show me an A. Don't show me that you passed level 46 on Fortnite. Like
Mhm.
no me viene a mí.
Yeah. I'm
Como
the
I'm
same
pretty sure
way.
you're the same way.
I'm
But
saying
yeah,
with my kids, they good in school. I try to buy them not everything,
mhm.
whatever they need.
That's because you guys are
Uh,
'80s babies.
No, man.
I'm just kidding.
and I told them all the time. I was like, you guys gonna get whatever you guys deserve, and whatever you guys work for. Not because I have a little extra money, I'm gonna buy you. Oh, you know what? When I was a kid, I didn't have this, so you can have it. No, for me, it
Mhm.
doesn't work like that
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I want them to be better than me.
Mhm.
See, going back to what this show was about, the government thing, es cuando le enseñas las reglas del government a tus hijos. You know, like, oh, te voy a pagar $20, pero te tengo que quitar $5 because that's what tax season takes away from you. Te quitan dinero de tu trabajo. Or that you have to buy your own stuff. You have to buy your own things with your money that you work for so you can get used to that government type of money. Que estás trabajando tu social y te van a dar tu dinerito, but you have to pay back, you have to see cómo se trabaja duro. Los míos que están grandes, pues los míos que están grandes, like, tienes que enseñarle esa vida de trabajador, so that they can see, hey, should I go to school or should I not go to school? Do I want to listen to the cops when they pull me over or do I want to go to jail? Like, todo eso lo tenemos que enseñar, even though sometimes I do believe que hasta la misma police system is all fucked up.
Oh yeah,
Like,
there's corruption, but not
yeah,
like
it's
that.
like hay mucho shady business también en ese desmadre, and we're like, it's a shady line where you're like, like, si no quieres que se pasen de verga, respect them, but they don't need your respect because they don't respect you either tampoco. So it kind of sucks. It's a shady line. Igual cuando muchos dicen, do you vote, Raúl? I'm not gonna lie, I do vote, pero yo me concentro más en la ciudad, en donde vivo, ¿verdad? En la ciudad donde vivo,
Mhm.
por la razón que, por la razón de que es lo que va a ayudar el pueblo. Como when I lived in Santa Ana, I would vote, oh, who do I want for mayor? Or who do I want for the school system? So I would do my research. Porque un presidente, dice Jonathan, damn, no Edgar again. He was busy today. Otra vez. Remember, he's from the regular podcast. This is the virtual one. So, dice, no, Will is gone too. Wow. No, William's here. He was actually in the comment section. Remember, he's from Atlanta. He was sleepy. ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Qué era el otro? Oh, no suavecito today. Oh, no mames. No, just like es que
Hey,
sí
last week there was no George too.
oh yeah, there was no George last week. Damn. Oh, anyways, the show must go on. That's how we always say it. That's how we go by. That's our tagline. ¿Dónde me quedé? Pinche Johnny, ya se me fue la puta mente. Fucking guy. I
That
blame. I'm a,
el sistema de whatever you leave,
¿De cómo?
you vote whatever you leave.
Oh, okay, ajá, ajá. So, yo por decirlo, cuando voto por un presidente, I'm like, is he really gonna change our city? Especialmente if you're from a little city of Santana or a little city of Anaheim. Is the president gonna do that? I don't think so. Pero el alcalde, the mayor, maybe the governor, little rules que van a poner within the cities, yeah, you can see a change in that. And I have seen it. It's just that now that I live in a freaking en una ciudad que todos votan, I sometimes don't want to go vote because pinches líneas se ponen hasta la verga que literally I waited one time 2 hours just to vote. Y en Santana, because Santana, unfortunately, they're not for the voting, no more than 5 minutes. I love that shit. Nomás llegaba pum pum, vámonos. Y aquí no, yo cuando me puse en la línea dije, no mames. Like, it's crazy. La hace Jonathan Valdez. Who's George? The one left to me or right to me. Depends how you're watching the show. That's George.
El George.
It's on the other side way.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Do you actually have it on the other side?
Yeah, on me. For me, it's right here.
For
For
me,
me,
it's
it's
the
right.
right.
Oh, wait up. For me, it's right here.
For me, it's the right.
All right. Oh, so we're all to the left then,
I know why.
because the cameras are opposite.
Okay, let me know if it fixes it. Oh wait, right there.
No way.
No,
No.
it's mirrored my image. Nothing.
So yeah, the only thing I can say this to George, if you ever do vote, to anyone in the whoever sees this video, if you vote, I would say vote, pero concéntrate a la ciudad donde vives. Y you'll see changes. Yeah, I have seen them cuando viví en Santana. Sí, mira unos cambios chiquitos, especialmente en la escuela. Y when it was like we're creating parks and recreational stuff, miré mucho de eso cuando en el tiempo que que voté por esa persona y estuvo in office, I saw little changes like that. And I'm like, yeah, dije, that guy did the right thing. Se fue, he really did a good job. He really did a good job by building parks. Y es lo que a veces no entiende people que if we keep our parks clean, especially if we come from a ghetto community, if we keep our parks clean we respect the parks, bro, like la community crecen solo. Dice Jonathan Valdez, Trump 2024. Oh, that guy he's a true Trump supporter, and we call him a fake Mexican.
Why?
I don't know. I told him to join today. A ver, send the link. A ver if he wants to join del StreamYard. Un ratito, los últimos 20 minutes. A ver si quiere hablar por qué. If he can, of course. Would you, at least, can you vote?
No.
No? Okay. If you were able to vote, would you have voted for Trump the first time?
No.
No? Okay. Now that he's running, y ya miraste cómo pasó con lo de Biden, would you vote for Trump this time around?
Yep. Not
Yeah.
because
Neta, me too, bro.
not because of the. To be honest, just because of the fucking economy. That's
So,
the only thing.
Lo que dijimos hace rato, like,
Yeah.
all the bullshit aside, all like, oh, put the wall, esto y todo, like, all of that bullshit aside, I feel like I was able to realize what was good and what was bad about it. You know what I mean?
Yes. Now, Jonathan is asking me, Ralas, you live in Irvine, you don't live in Santana. If you actually paid attention to what I was saying, que cuando vivía en Santana and I would vote, it would take me 5 minutes. Now that I'm in Irvine, it takes me 2 hours. So pay attention next time, por favor. Si quieres, te lo digo en español o en Trump words.
Oh, this guy.
O sea,
A ver, dilo en Trump words.
Listen up, you fucking Mexican. No es cierto, no se crean. Dice Linda que she would do the same. She would vote for. ¿Qué dice? Espérate. I would.
I'm gonna take a few seconds. I'm gonna get some water.
Sí, está bien, está bien.
Says Jonathan says he was hated for speaking the truth. Actually, we talked about that
We
earlier.
did say that. We did say that. I think he just jumped in.
He just jumped in. Yeah.
Yeah, he jumped. But we
Earlier,
did
you
touch
go
on
back. We talked about all that.
So, ¿qué dice Linda? Dice que I would have voted for him and still would vote for him. Y lo dice, people just didn't like him as a person, but as a president, he was actually good. That's just Terry speaking. It's not Linda. But we're also
True, because Linda uses capital letters.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yes.
Terry.
Pinche Terry.
Pinche Terry. Pinche terrorismo. I'm just kidding.
By the way, Linda, when are you going to join us again? We want to have that conversation about
The
guns
Mandela effect.
and the-
Oh, that too.
and Jonathan, when you get a chance, we're here, papi. Oh, she said,
Hey, really quick, while we're waiting, I want to ask the question: if there was one way that you had to, a huevo, like that's it, like this is how our country ends, would you rather it be a nuclear war or would you rather have a zombie apocalypse? Or let me repeat it right now.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. So I was gonna say, if you had to, a huevo, pick one of the two of how you want the country to go down, would you rather have a nuclear war, or would you rather have? First of all, have you seen 28 Days Later?
28. No.
it's one of the zombie way. I'm pretty sure you
It's
seen it.
zombies.
No.
Pero it's not the zombies that are
Maybe
like,
my wife. Maybe
Se
my wife.
despierta de una coma, pero no es Walking Dead, pero se despierta de una coma.
No.
No?
well,
Okay.
it's about zombies that run fast as fuck, and they're scary as shit. It's not the small, like no. Would you rather have the zombie apocalypse or nuclear war fallout?
Nah.
I'm gonna say nuclear fallout. I'm way too scared for zombies, and like they're fast, they can jump, they can like no way, bro. Break
So-
like imagine right now somebody breaks through my sliding glass door and starts eating me. Like hell no, bro.
What if it's like
The Walking
the
Dead?
World War Z with what's this guy?
Brad Pitt?
Brad Pitt? That
It's
one's
like
also-
that, similar.
So,
World War Z, but specifically the 28 Days Later one is the scary ones for me.
So, George, so you're basically saying if we're going to go from to the nuclear, tiene que ser fast zombies, no pueden ser los slow ones.
They cannot be the slow ones.
Shit.
It can't be none of that Shaun of the Dead shit. Like, no.
No, me la pones bien difícil porque tengo
Yeah,
que...
because I mean, to be
That's
honest,
the
I mean, yeah.
That's why I said it.
Ah, shit, that's a hard one. No matter what, I have kids, so it kind of sucks.
So think about that. Think of your kids right now. Would you? How hard would it be to carry them on your back, run with your wife, and like these fucking zombies are after your ass?
Meaning, me, shit, I'll leave them behind.
Or would you rather just try to hide somewhere and just nuclear fallout? I mean, you're gonna die either way.
Nuclear fallout. You can go into the desert, probably live a couple of more years in the desert, but you can't grow any fruit, any comida, unless you're gonna eat like armadillos. Ah, shit, man, that's a hard one. It's a hard one, but I just because I have kids, I have to go nuclear. If I was a single guy, I have to go with zombies.
So Linda says, so she says nuclear was her
Nuclear.
choice, and then it
That's-
says anyone can turn into a zombie. That's true. Think of for those of you that have kids, if your kid gets bit, they just fucking go zombie. And how terrible is it for you to like shoot them down? You know, for me, I'm out. I'm gonna do nuclear.
the
I'll be
nuclear.
nuclear too. I mean, we saw. I mean, we watching a new show. It's called The Last of Us.
¡A la verga, cabrón!
Suavecito.
Eso.
Ahorita te dijimos la pregunta, pero
A ver,
And
suavecito,
so,
that's Eli suavecito.
anda, cabrón.
how you doing, brother? Y estábamos viendo esa película, no, no es película, el show, The Last of Us. And
Órale.
está bueno. It's kind of like you saying, I've never seen 28 Days Later, pero es parecido a eso. They turn into zombies slow, pero al último se vuelven faster.
Ajá.
Yeah, ese show para empezar chingón, güey. They couldn't chosen a better actor. I'm really happy that we have un hispano, un latino representing a good fucking show, and I'm
Yeah,
loving
it's
Internet
awesome.
daddy.
it. ¿Cómo?
Internet daddy.
Internet daddy.
Yeah.
Why? Why is that internet daddy?
He's a meme. He's an internet daddy.
Oh,
Everybody wants to fucking suck his cock and shit.
Sí, güey, pendejas que- Es que no, think about it. I was gonna do a podcast this Thursday regarding that. The
Regarding his cock. Oh, okay.
no, Latino,
I was like, what the fuck?
the Latinos in Hollywood, like Latinos in Hollywood.
Yeah.
¿Cómo se llama? Like if you actually think about, other than Antonio Banderas, who was European, who else did we get represented? We've never had a representation. I mean, wouldn't you? ¿De qué? ¿De nuclear o de?
No way. Wouldn't you?
Suck his
put
dick,
internet
oh
daddy
my-
into-
Anyways, almost to wrap it up. Suavecito. Before you said he spoke the truth, why did he want to vote for Trump?
Yo, porque, come on, papas. Pero pedo y ni voto.
Oh, is
boy.
this Jonathan?
¿Qué?
¿Cómo?
This is Jonathan on the podcast right now. That was on the.
Sí, that's Jonathan
Oh,
Valdez.
okay.
Okay, since you didn't, I thought you were talking for real, but okay, so zombies or nuclear?
Yo?
Zombies.
Zombies, cabrón, come on, papas.
Okay, okay,
I train all my life for zombies.
Even con tus hijos right there, ahí dormidito, ahí está.
De verga, mira. Ya pues ready, mira. Aquí se me hace decoy, así nomás lo aviento ya, mira.
Hey,
Well,
have you
well,
seen
homie.
28 Days Later? Sí, las
I've seen it, yeah, I've seen it.
They're
Pero
fast.
bien
As...
culero y luego así, mo, sí.
Nah, bro, I can't. I just can't.
Yes, pero it's because I feel like no, but you're también the same way, Johnny. Pero iba a decir, George, is because you don't do sports and you're probably like
It's not about that, dude. I have weapons in my house. I have a 4x4 truck. I have things that I would honestly feel like I could protect myself.
Ya mi bigotito de
It's just too scary for me.
too scary for like I don't know.
You know,
I mean, if I was single like you with just a wife and 3 dogs, fuck the dogs.
How's
Fuck
he
that.
not? He has a wife, no mames.
Yeah,
If
déjalo
anything, my wife is more capable than me.
este, güey.
Her whole family has they have a whole nuclear.
You have a fucking boat, bro. Like you can literally go to the lake. You estar ahí for a couple of days
True.
and- until everybody dies out and they run into the city. Come on, you got to
True.
think, bro.
True.
You tengo todo eso de zombie apocalypse.
It's not even a lake, bro. It's a river. I can literally take this river that's down the street. I can go all the way up to Canada and that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure que hay una Canadian border, no?
Well, yeah. I mean,
Oh, that's cool. Like,
What
but
do
you
you
have to,
Ahí no
That's
hay
cool.
migración, güey.
Oye, ¿por qué no puedo ver los comments, güey? Oye,
I think you have to put comments. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that's it. I feel like I'd be good at hiding, but that's the only thing. Exactly. That's what I keep telling Johnny. Like
yeah.
for a zombie apocalypse, que son fast to have 2 little kids. I don't know, Johnny. You have to think about it really hard.
Lo que Dios quiera, que se venga la verga ya. Mundo.
Está
But
como,
if you had to pick, like
if
a
you had to pick.
huevo chick or te meten el dedo por el culo.
Ay.
No,
No,
y
pues,
Johnny,
fue como,
yo-
like, if the nuclear fucking shit, que se acabe completamente o que todavía haya sobrevivido
No,
alguien.
no, que sobrevives, but you have to try and survive with the
Oh, shit.
fallout, with the medical injuries, todo ese desmadre.
Are we talking about like Fallout fucking New Vegas and shit? Like that,
Yeah,
ah,
¿no?
ándale,
exactly.
Yeah,
como,
yeah,
como,
totally.
¿Esa madre?
como the movie The Book of Eli, que es una nuclear fallout.
No la he visto esa madre.
No, oh
Yeah,
my God,
pero
no.
mira, there's another movie también that's zombies. And
De-
it's like it's like a prequel to a good movie. Anyways, I forget.
no, no, pero okay, explain the movie. ¿Qué es una zombie movie?
Yeah, and it's a nuclear fallout in Las Vegas.
That's a fucking video game, fool.
No,
Oh
no, there's some.
wait,
I
Oh,
know
la
what
de
you're
Army
Yeah.
of the Dead. Army of the
Army of the
Dead.
Dead.
Oh,
I'm
Simón.
Army of
gonna
the
check
Dead.
that
Y luego de esa, ¿cómo se llama? Thieves, something.
Thieves
Army
of
of the
the
It's prequel to
Army
that,
Army
of
of
yeah.
Thieves.
Thieves.
Yeah.
No, Army of Thieves, sí, 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 sí. Y según Army of the Dead tenía que ser a prequel to Dawn of the Dead because it was the same director and writer.
Mm.
Nada que ver, though. Nada, ni parecen la misma pinche movie. Pero sí, like, it's nuclear fallout would be. I would feel like you can kind of maybe live in the future more with the nuclear as opposed to running zombies. You
They're
have
both gonna be survival no matter what.
si quieren,
Wilderness, no internet, killing, surviving with
no internet
getting
this
food.
phone. No more
No,
podcasts. No, no,
nothing, bro.
no more keep your cool. No, no,
No,
no, but I just feel like it's easier to survive for some reason. I don't know why I keep thinking this that it's easier to survive a nuclear blast or ¿cómo se llama?
but that
Not
depends if you make it
Fallout.
también, no? On the first
No, no.
blast.
Well, technically, the way that George is putting it, we make it, but now we gotta make it out. Like, ¿cómo vamos a comer?
Yeah,
Not to breathe it and all that. So I feel like it's easier to outlive that, to outlive the nuclear wasteland, go to the desert and all that. Con unos zombies que estás en una ciudad. Like, I keep thinking we're in Orange County. Like, if we go to the coast, va a estar lleno. If we go to para el norte, está Los Angeles. If we go to south, está San Diego. So we're literally, even Orange County todavía está poblado. So for us to get out, we have to go to the mountains to Big Bear, and that's a good fucking drive. So for me, I have to go nuclear, just for
I
those
have to go
reasons.
nuclear too, man. Like you can go anywhere in the United States. Like let's just pretend it was on nuclear. You have tools. You can go into bunkers. You have to make your own food. Esto y lo otro. The only enemy that you're worried about is the radioactive, and because of that, there's going to be no internet. There's going to be no, we're going to go back decades. We have the technology, we just don't have the access to
I
satellite
played,
system,
I played, ¿cómo se llama? Far Cry Primal, so I'm good.
Fuck that, Remo. I mean, probably we probably watch too many movies and we play too many games where we don't really think it's gonna be hard, but in reality, it is hard. Mire, yo una documentary on el History Channel. I think History or el otro National Geographic. Que si llegaría a haber una nuclear war y que si todo el coast de California y todo para arriba, ¿verdad? Para hasta Washington y todo el East Coast, all the way, que estuviera todo bombed, que
Mhm.
basically todo esa nuclear, todo eso llegaría, I think it would be into year 2 or 3 that it makes it all the way into the desert. After that, it would probably be another 20 years until you actually can start growing crops. And then 30 years to finally get out of it. And that's if you make it.
think
Porque
of
todo,
Chernobyl.
ajá,
To
yes,
this
que,
day it's still radioactive.
ajá, to those day. Y todo eso lo pones en cuenta where you're like, you don't start thinking into the details, el detalle de, fuck, todos los animals van a estar muertos porque they can't breathe that, they're gonna die, they're gonna be infected. De que
Mhm.
si quieres hacer plantations or unless you have like a greenhouse underneath the fucking earth or like así como en un bunker o en un basement y tienes ahí plantation, somehow you're gonna get sunlight or a greenhouse effect, maybe then, but even that, man, no lo miro yo, no lo miro. It's
Mhm.
you chose two bad ones, way. You could have said slow zombies, bro.
Nah, bro, it has to be fast zombies.
Nah,
Zombies.
it's just too much involved, for that. El Eli. So dices no World War Three. I mean, you did que sí, pero no atomic bombs or nuclear bombs, correct?
I mean, si van a hacer la 3, yeah. I mean,
Tú lo miras más como un Vietnam War,
most likely, yeah.
algo así, pero un poquito más
Yeah.
fuerte, pues cuando van a haber
Yeah, más fuerte.
more nations involved. Okay. Johnny, do you see a World War Three happening?
¿Yo?
Ajá.
No, no, pero sí, ahí viene. Ahí
Bueno,
viene.
eso, y
Luego,
va a
luego
ser
si tu
nuclear,
papi Biden sigue con sus mamadas también.
va a ser nuclear o no?
Nah, no nuclear.
Not nuclear, okay. Gana Trump
So,
or Biden?
Trump, homie. Trump
Sí
do
tiene
you
gana Trump.
por-
do you
Sí,
think
güey.
that World War III is going to happen? It's going to stay in the east of the countries, or here in the U.S. soil?
No, it's always has to come here. Fool, you know America's always the instigator.
Well, yeah, but what I mean is, like, are they going to come bomb us here?
Most likely. They
Yeah,
didn't,
you think so?
yeah, most likely.
They're gonna do like fucking
Como Pearl
whenever
Harbor.
Japan, yeah, Pearl Harbor.
Well,
No.
correct, but what I mean is, like, is the war going to stay here? Because yeah, they can attack
Oh,
us.
yeah, pero ya nos toca a
The war
nosotros.
took place in Germany for World War II. World War One. It all took place in different countries outside of the U.S.
Because they were afraid of the US, pero ahora ya les vale verga todo. Ya ves cómo son.
True. I do think that if the war was to come here in the U.S., there's like a lot of Americans that are armed, so they would even gangsters. Just think of that. Everybody would unite, Bloods, Crips, fucking everything, to the point where we're like, now it's us against other fucking countries.
Are you armed, Raúl? O tal hacer el mamado así le va a hacer. Ya sabía que iba a salir con sus mamadas van aquí, Raúl.
¿Para qué más quieren weapons of mass destruction? No, I'm not armed.
No,
I'm not armed.
I can't show
Hey,
you.
weapons de jala destruction.
I can
No
flag you, huh?
mames. All right, let me start looking for a quote. Ya se va a acabar el
I have
tiempo.
a quote.
You have a quote? Oh, okay.
I have
Yeah.
a quote, too.
No, you don't have to read it right now. We still got 10 minutes. Este,
Damn, what a way to shut me down, bro.
no, I'm just saying you have it ready. That's a
No,
good
ya no
thing.
lo digas, ya no lo digas.
Ya no lo digas.
Chingas, güey.
No
I like
sirve.
your hat, Johnny.
Te la vendo, güey.
No, pero like it's weird. ¿No tiene otro design?
Ya tengo el de Ducks Upside Down también.
No, pero I mean like, ¿por qué upside down? Upside down though.
Upside Down, porque
Ajá.
down with fucking LA. Nah, pero no sé, güey, así lo
No,
agarró, lo hizo Jerry, güey. Pregúntale a
Vamos a
él.
las cosas. Órale.
Ajá.
Now, cuando estamos hablando de todo este desmadre, because I know that Johnny wasn't here, so I'm just trying to get quick thoughts. Johnny, UFOs, were they real in the past?
Obviously, yeah. There's fucking
Okay, dude, right
signs.
now, right
Yeah.
now, cuando miras todo este desmadre is going on, do you still think it's real?
I do, but I don't think they're shooting down those fucking UFO shits. They're probably shooting down other things. Bigger things are coming.
Okay. Have you ever heard of ¿qué fue lo que puso este muchacho José Juárez?
Bluebeam.
Project Bluebeam. Do you know what was that?
I've heard about that, but I don't know exactly what it means.
Que basically is going to cover for like many things.
Like our company owns everything trillions. Yeah.
¿Y cómo se llamaba el otro George? Project Laughlin.
No, Black.
Black
No,
Rock? Black Rock?
Oh, Jade Elm.
Or High
Jade
Jump?
Elm 15.
es donde dicen que en la Walmart estaban haciendo hoyos.
Jade Helm 15.
J-Helm 15. Que dicen que estaban haciendo hoyos en los pisos de la Walmart, pues.
¿En los pisos de la qué?
De la Walmart.
Oh,
Ah, la verga, este ya salió para la calle, era pinche Eli.
mames, cabrón.
Ya ando para la calle, la verga.
Ya te
Estoy
sacaron
durmiendo
de
en
la
mi
casa.
cuarto.
La cerveza allá atrás. All right, we're about 10 minutes to closing out. So, suavecito. Any closing thoughts? I know that you entered in the last 10 minutes. Next time, hopefully, we can get you for the full 2 hours. Any closing
La
thoughts?
otra ya va a cobrar.
Any closing thoughts?
¿Closing thoughts de qué? No, nada, güey. Es que está
No?
chingón.
Anything for the public for you for que se preparen para algo?
O si prepárense, voy a pelear
Este, güey.
en 6 meses en Tijuana.
Sí,
Culo el que no vaya.
que no. Eli, any closing
Espérame,
thoughts?
espérame.
A ver.
Perdón. ¿Te acuerdas de lo que el go que hicimos at the beginning cuando estábamos todos?
Uh-huh.
Papá, ya, mira.
How many pounds?
¿Cuántos crees?
Unas 10?
No, güey, más.
Nah, no mames. Nah, hell no.
Neta, güey.
You're barely a month and a half. That's chalice. I'm gonna have to
Come
look at
on,
the weight.
papá.
I'm gonna have to look at the scale. Fuck
All
that. I
right,
don't believe it.
pull up.
Pull up. Maybe one day.
Cabrón.
All right. So, people, if you guys saw episode 3,
Mira, follow me at
part
Team Suavecito.
it was episode 3, part 3. Johnny said that he was gonna. Suavecito said that he was gonna lose. I think he said 40 pounds. Right, Johnny?
¿Eh?
¿Cuántos pounds
30.
dijiste que ibas?
No,
¿Ibas a
50,
perder?
like 50 something.
50 something pounds. So
Mhm.
supposedly he's already lost 15. I don't know if it's true. We'll figure it out. Eli, any closing thoughts or words for the people and for yourself and for the future?
Every ending is a new beginning.
Every ending. Oh, I like that. I like that shit. All right, people. El Ralas no tiene words más que. I hope you like this episode. It was different.
Wait, I
I
gotta share
learned a
the
lot.
quote.
Oh, I learned a lot. Oh, from Al Capone. I like that. I like that. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Next week, I think we are gonna get into the Mandela effect and guns for teachers. And anything else, it is a 2 hour thing. So George, closing thoughts and read the quote.
So the quote here that I have is, "Be careful who you call your friends. I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies." But I recently saw another quote similar to this. It says, "Be careful who you call your friends. I'd rather have $1 than 4 quarters."
Okay. That's cool.
I'd rather have one person that's 100% than 4 people who are only worth 25%. You
Como
know what
era
I
el
mean?
otro, había otro, ¿no? Que decía, like, I'd rather eat crumbs with bumps than eat steaks with snakes.
Oh
I'd
shit.
rather eat crumbs
With
with
bum.
bumps. Oh yeah, can't
Who
really see
did
that
that
one.
quote? That's a fucking sick one, way. Pero neta, I'd rather eat a steak. No.
David.
But hey, but you can't have steak all the time, papas. That was what we talked about in the previous episode.
Hey, medium rare. Medium rare.
Rare papas.
Rare. All
I
right,
love red
sounds
light.
good. Sounds good then, people. There's your quote. It's better to eat crumbs with bums than to eat steaks with snakes. I like that. Keep it cool. Out.
Next time.